Yeah, he had accelerometer failure. All my accelerometers are fine. It only
Right.
lasts like it. And the thing is, I never warmed it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I never warmed it up. I took it right outside and flew it right
Yep.
away. So I didn't realize that you had to warm it up. I don't think DJI educated us all enough on the warming up process.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And the fact is, most of their prior products and most drones that I've flown so far don't have that issue at all with the IMU. I mean, I have drones that are even old tech at this point, like the 350QX and the Blade Chroma. I've taken that stuff out in the snow all the time, immediately.
All right, gentlemen, just a quick second, if I may interrupt. We've already started live, and as you can tell, the gentleman already deep in the discussion about the Mavic Air, and all the apparent problems are coming from the Mavic Air.
You guys going down.
Welcome to Drone Therapy, episode 16. As you can see, we're kind of half-staffed tonight. We've got Eric with us tonight. E-Drone himself going to be talking about the Mavic Air with us. So without further ado, I will pop Eric up here. And Eric, you begin to kind of give us a clue of what's going on, and I'm going to check my text message real quick.
All right, guys. So first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you guys coming in. You know, right off the bat, unboxing, I love just about everything about the drone, the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it unfolds. I love it. And I tell you one thing, this case right here so far has almost been my favorite part of the whole drone. Seriously.
Oh, really?
This case right here, I mean, it feels like it's $1 million. I mean, it's just the texture of it, the feeling of it, the smell of it, you know, and look at the branding. This thing is nice. So I had to throw that out there. I just love that case. I can't talk enough about that case. But you know, everything about the drone, the way it is the aesthetics of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful drone. The way the curves are, you know, it just looks phenomenal. The unboxing was a very pleasant experience. Everything about it was very pleasant. The folding of it, you know, once you know how to fold it correctly, is very pleasant. The arms all feel nice and locked in. It's funny because, you know, you take the battery out and you pick it up and you're like, man, this feels like a toy because of the weight. But then you put the battery in and you're like, whoa, this is definitely not a toy. You can feel the weight. Has a substantial amount of weight once you put the battery in. And so you can imagine my dismay, if you will, on my first flight was basically a wind test, because the wind here and the weather here has not been very, very good. We've had a lot of wind. We've had cold weather. And finally, I said, you know what? If at least I can't take it for a flight, let me go in my backyard, send this thing up, and just do a wind test. You know, I'm not going to take it far. I'm just going to keep it, you know, hover level. So you can imagine my dismay when I send it up. You know, I'm like, oh man, here we go. You know, the Mavic Air first flight, and it starts going. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this thing? I don't understand it. I calibrated the IMU. I did a compass calibration. Now, the first time I did do the compass calibration on video inside my house. Very, very wrong thing to do. Never do a compass calibration indoors. And I had forgot that I had done that indoors. So I said, oh, that's got to be it. I calibrated indoors. It's off. Let me go ahead and calibrate it outside and then send it up again. Calibrate it outside, send it up. And I'm like, man, it sounds like it's off balance. Like it just doesn't sound right. Something's not right. So I said, well, heck with it. You know, I'm going to continue to keep flying and see if it goes away or see if it just continues. So I'm still flying it. Well, it starts to go away. It starts to stop making the noises. It starts giving me a stable hover. I'm like, huh, that's weird. So I went ahead and flew it in the backyard. It handled the wind. I mean, amazing. It was amazing. The wind was blowing 34-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and she was, I mean, rock solid. I mean, she's just sitting there, just as steady as can be. A little bit of up and down movement, but not much. And it was handling the wind beautifully. So I said, okay, well, it went away, so maybe the problem's gone. So then I go to take it out again outside. Same thing. I send it up. I'm like, what the world is going on? This thing's shaking again. Okay, I've done the IMU calibrations. I've done the compass calibrations. What the heck else could it be? So then I started getting nervous. Okay, something's wrong with my drone. This is not cool. Something's wrong. So I started kind of searching on the internet to see if anybody else is having these problems, because I figured, okay, this is a brand new drone. You know, the Mavic Pro had the whole gimbal issues, stuff like that. I think, didn't the Mavic Pro also have some overheating issues when it first came out?
Yeah, the Mavic Pro was full of issues. My God.
Right.
There were people who were complaining of like yellowing in the lens, and one of the biggest ones is the drunk gimbal. The gimbal would just have this drunken horizon. So many people sent the Mavic Pro back for the yellowish camera, as well as that drunken horizon.
Right. So I was thinking, okay, this thing just came out. It's got some bugs in it. You know, I did all the firmware updates. I updated the controller. I updated the app. I updated the craft. I did all the firmware updates. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what is wrong with this thing? So I said, okay, let me try to fly indoors and see what happens indoors. I'm just going to try it. So take it inside. I turn all the obstacle avoidance on, and I send it up. This thing was solid, straight up, no oscillations. I got it on video. You can see it was incredibly stable, incredibly stable. I mean, it didn't even like drift. I mean, it was just locked in, almost like it had a GPS lock in the house, if you can imagine that. It was so solid. I said, okay, runs fine in the house, no oscillations. Oscillations outside. Well, it's got to be the cold. It's just got to be the cold. And I thought to myself, well, man, my fan, I've flown my Phantom 3 Standard out in the cold and didn't have these issues. So this is odd here. So start to find out now, more and more people are starting to post videos. They're posting on forums. Oh, my Mavic Air is shaking. What's wrong with it? Why is it doing this? And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So it's not just me. And that was what made me think, okay, don't return it yet. Don't return it yet. I got 12 days. Let's see what everybody else comes up with. Could it be firmware? Could it be temperature related? Could it be motor related? I thought off the bat, it's got to be the motors is the first thing I thought, okay? I said, it's got to be the motors. The motors are cold. It's giving you an unbalanced, rotation because they're cold. Once they warm up, it's flying better. So after talking to John, what's his name? He's one of my followers. You said his name earlier. Yes, Mike. Shout out to Mike, man. He was the one that actually commented and said, hey, man, it's not the motors, it's the IMU. And I believe he was half right. I believe that it is the IMU and it's the motors. And there's a couple other YouTubers out there have put some videos out, and it actually explains, what is going on. So in this drone right here, okay, they've actually relocated the IMU. Unlike the Mavic Pro, the IMU, which if you guys don't know is the internal measurement unit. So it's a very small piece of wire, and it basically tells the craft where it is, how to keep itself balanced, level, and keep the flight the way it's supposed to be. That's why it needs to be calibrated, so it knows which way's up, which way's down, which way's left, which way's right. So, and it works in line with the compass. Okay. So in the Mavic Pro, the IMU is actually located near the heat sinks. So it is around more heat which keeps it warm, than the Mavic Air. So they relocated the IMU and the Mavic Air. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of space. I don't know why they relocated it, but it is more susceptible now to cold weather where they have moved it. And, you know, and also I started thinking, hey, you know what? The Mavic Air has this new cooling technology. Well, that's great in the summer, but in the wintertime, you got this air that's blowing all over this IMU. It's blowing all over the circuitry. Could that be contributing to the problem as well? It could be. I mean, it's obviously a temperature-related issue. It's obviously.
Well,
because I've not flown this drone once indoors and had an oscillation. Not once.
I thought you said that the first time you did it was indoors. I must have misunderstood. Okay.
Now, the first time I flew it was outside.
Okay. Gotcha.
The second time I flew it was outside. The third time I flew it was indoors. And then I just flew it again tonight at my job. Everybody wanted to see it. So I flew it indoors, and it was solid as a rock. Not one oscillation. So to me, that's a red flag of temperature related. It's doing it outside. It's not doing it inside.
So everything.
And if you guys will notice, okay, if you guys notice, I'm gonna let you guys get in here in a minute.
Okay.
But I wanted to get this out. If you guys notice, all the pre-reviews when the Mavic Air first came out, all of the reviews, Casey Neistat, all your big YouTubers, okay, not one of them was in a cold weather environment.
I'm sorry. It was John posted something in chat, and I'm sorry I lost it when I saw it.
Hold on.
My drone polo. That was it. I love that. His shirt. See, his shirt's got a looks like a little polo logo, but it's a drone.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out why I can't see it. Oh, here it is.
I'm trying to mess up your train of thought.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to laugh at that. I guess that's funny.
It just the way it came out, my drone polo, and I was like, and then I had to figure out what the hell you're talking about, and I was like, oh god, it's his shirt, and that's where I lost it. Sorry.
I do like that shirt though, man. What drone's that on there, John?
It's not anyone specific actually. It's just sort of like a generic looking one. If anything, it reminds me of the NASA kit. Remember the F450? Anyone might be familiar with that because it's got those little legs with the hollowed inserts there. Looks like it's got a big camera too.
Nice.
So you think okay? So every other issue that you've seen with it, as far as that's concerned, has been in a cold weather environment. Is that it?
Yeah. Every issue I've seen has been in cold weather. I mean, like I said, it's awful funny that when the drone first came out and all the big YouTubers had the reviews that came out the day of. Okay, they had already pre-recorded it. They released it the day of Mavic Air's reveal. Not one of them was in a cold weather environment. Not one. Even Casey Neistat took off to wherever, the Bermuda or someplace tropical. I don't know. I mean, do you guys kind of see the same thing here?
Well, yeah, Billy's trying to get in here. He just sent me a picture of.
Yes, Billy, please come in.
There he is, finally.
There he is. Hey, Billy, glad you're okay, bro.
Walrus Ideas is saying some people have flown it under 0 degrees temperature and it flies well. Okay, actually, I haven't seen that.
That's where the misunderstanding is coming from. Okay, I never said that it didn't fly well. Okay, it flew great. I said it just had takeoff oscillation.
Dude, I'm digging you with the beard. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it does.
Say this again.
What?
All right.
It does, man.
All right, y'all get together. I'm gonna help the wife for a second. You go ahead.
I was listening a little bit before you guys were, or before I got in here, and you guys are talking about the shutter problems of the motor, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like oscillating. It's like kind of giving you like a little shake.
Yeah, it's like shaking around. I've noticed
Right.
that mine does that as well. So mine is affected by that. I was in Minneapolis. It was like -8, and it was doing it really bad, like really
Right.
terribly.
Ooh.
I'm in my dorm right now. It's probably like 75 in here, and I just flew it up, and it was perfect. I mean, it's like just like every other drone I've flown.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
So it definitely does seem temperature related. Which motor is it that seems to be shuttering for you? Because I can see.
I think it's definitely the rear. One of the rear ones.
Really, for me, it's
I
the
think-
front right. If you're
Yeah,
looking,
it seems to be, when I was looking at it from this point of view, like you guys are seeing it, it was kind of
but for me,
hugging this side.
it seems to be okay. Mine is doing that too, but it seems like to me it's the front motor. So it seems to be, this one right here. This one's the one that
Right.
seems to be like shuddering around. Which
Right.
another thing I've been noticing is as it's shuddering around, what I try to do is I try to warm it up by going like up and down, just trying to like warm the drone up for like a minute. And then once that was done, I kind of started like, from myself flying it backwards. And I noticed it started to just kind of drift to the side, like almost like it was drifting, curving around with jerky movements, moving left. I don't know. It's weird.
I
yeah,
noticed that
really
more
cool.
with the what is it, the Smart Fly, or what is it where you fly with your palm?
Oh yeah, palm. Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot with that function.
Now,
A lot of little like jerks, like it'll kind of
yeah.
jerk a little bit.
Another thing I've been noticing is whenever I fly in sport mode, the gimbal goes nuts. It does
really?
not like sport mode. It first it's almost like it goes into follow mode, and it's almost like it goes into FPV mode rather than follow mode. So I was trying to get like a shot where I was going to fly really, really fast to the side, like kind of put my drone to the left. I put it on sport mode, and the camera tilted totally sideways along with the drone. So
Yeah, I will say in sports mode, this thing is a beast, man. This thing was
Quick.
banked. I mean, like this. Like when I took off full throttle towards the ocean, and we're gonna show that clip here in a little bit. But man, this thing looked to me like a daggone race drone, man. I mean, it was banked like just about like that.
it moves.
Hang on,
Oh.
I'm doing it now.
If you
RC
go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. No, I was
go
going to
ahead.
comment on someone saying RC Fun versions like DJI never heard of this, and I'm like, I don't think there's any way they didn't know about this. What do you guys think? I mean,
Well, I called
No
DJI
way.
today. I called Billy. Have you talked to DJI yet?
No, I haven't really had the time. I didn't.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
wasn't sure.
Okay, yeah, everybody, in case you didn't know, big heads up. We're glad Billy's okay. And
Yo,
that's why you need to
that-
jump over to his channel and check out today's release. Glad you're here, Billy, and glad you're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Have you guys seen the pictures of the car yet?
I showed him to John.
All right, here I'll try to show this. That's the front.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we need to get the before and after pictures, Kyle.
That's the
Shoot.
front.
Mm.
Here's
oh,
the very front of it,
Jesus.
and the other side. I mean, he was moving pretty quick, but I T-boned him. He blew a red light. So
Right.
yeah, I mean the
Kim,
whole car.
I did see that video, Kim. I did see that video. So evidently, there's a warm-up process that needs to happen with the Mavic Air to, I wouldn't say eliminate the shaking, but maybe make it not as much.
Hey, Billy, do you remember the video with Ostrich and his brother? And he brings out the Phantom 4 Pro, and he tells you that they specifically tell them up there that they need to heat the motors up before they ever take off. Because he talks about it in that video.
Who talked about it?
What's he? Ostrich, I think his name. He's from Norway. The one where he lets his brother fly the Spark, and he's joking with him. His brother's like, he says, well, what do you think when you fly the Spark for the first time? He says, I think I'm going to crash it. I hope you have insurance, and they're joking about it the whole time. And later in the video, I started playing it last week, and that was where I was trying to get to, because he talks about how in Norway, when DJI ships the drones to them, they tell them that they need to heat the motors up in colder altitude and colder weather so that it will function properly.
Okay.
And he tells you
Yeah.
about this in the video. So apparently,
Yeah, the
it
battery
is
needs
something
to-
they're about.
The battery needs to be warmed up first. So
Yeah.
you need to put the battery in, turn on the drone. Don't turn the props on. Just turn the drone on and let it sit for 60 seconds or so. And let the battery start discharging to warm it up.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to go ahead and arm the props. Let the props spin for about another minute or so. Let everything start warming up in the electronics, the motors, and then take off. In which I did none of that.
Yeah.
I literally stuck it outside, turned it on, and sent it up.
Here's something that really bothers me, totally off topic, but I hate how the power button is on the bottom.
Yes.
Isn't that just the most annoying thing ever? Because it's like you turn it on and then the propellers start moving a little bit and they're hitting your hand. And it's just like annoying.
And I
Like,
feel like I'm gonna like mess up something like with its like syncing and stuff because I'm like
yeah.
turn the power button on and hurry up and put it down flat before it starts moving and
Yeah.
I don't
And
like that.
I understand that they like to put the power button on the battery so that you can like turn the battery on and use it to like charge other devices and stuff like that. But I just wish they put it in a different location. It's like there's no way to turn it on with it sitting on the ground. No way at all.
Either that or I mean, with the technology we have, it's 2018. Why not make it so you can turn it on with the remote or the app?
Or even include another power button somewhere on the drone. Now
Or
here's something.
better yet, man, let's bring the clapper out of retirement.
Yeah, right.
Turn it on.
Someone claps when it's in the air and it falls. And guy, here's something that you might not have known. The little whatever it's called, the status indicator on the back. I guess the LED. That's a button.
Yeah, I know. It does it does the Wi-Fi if you want to fly with just your phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
2 beeps and you're ready to go.
In my case, my controller was not paired with the drone at first. I had to kind of do some digging. You have to like hold the pause, power, and C button for it to start syncing, and then on the drone, you hold this button until you hear 3 beeps. So
Okay.
that's just food for thought.
So it's got 1 beep, 2 beeps, and 3 beeps.
I've got no idea what the 1 beep means.
I don't either. I
No,
don't either.
no.
I've yet to find out what the 1 beep does. But the 2 beeps is for the Wi-Fi and 3 beeps is for the syncing. So I don't know what the 1 beep is. But so you were getting the oscillations as well, and you flew it indoors, no oscillations. So you're getting the same exact results as me.
Definitely temperature related.
Yeah, it's got to be.
You know,
And
it's
like I said, I called DJI today, and I got some guy who his English was not so great, so I kind of felt like it wasn't going to be a good conversation to begin with. But
yeah, no,
he kind of seemed like I told him what was going on. He's like, well, did you calibrate the compass? I'm like, yeah. Okay. Did you do IMU calibration? Yeah. Okay. How many satellites did you have when you took off? I'm like, it's probably like 11 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you need to have 18 satellites at least before you take off with the Mavic Air. I'm like, really? 18 satellites before takeoff? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I probably had like
I don't
4
think
inside of
it's
my
got time to get there though.
18 satellites. So we're all going to sit around waiting, for a half hour or whatever for 18 satellites to show up before we send it up.
What happens if you drop like to 17 satellites in mid-flight?
You
better land it.
Turn home.
I was dumbfounded. I'm like, okay, well, that's news to me. I had no idea that you need 18 satellites to take off.
Yeah.
So then he basically tells me, I said, do you think that it's possibly has something to do with the cold weather, being as I take it in the house and it flies just fine. There's no oscillations. Yeah. Well, if you're flying colder than 32 degrees Fahrenheit, we don't recommend it. I'm like, okay. I said, so do you think that the cold weather is having a effect on the IMU?
Oh,
well, it could be. If you're flying colder than 32 degrees Fahrenheit, you may have some flight behaviors that aren't normal.
So now, do you think it's an IMU problem?
I do. I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of the IMU and the motors. I think they both need to be warmed up.
And it's something I find interesting, and this is kind of like a totally different subject, but the iPhone 10. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the screen was like not working when it was cold outside. Like you'd go outside and you try to use the screen and it wouldn't work when it's cold. And then they fixed that through a software update. I don't know how they fixed something like that through a software update, but it makes me wonder if they could fix something like this through a firmware update for the drone.
I hope so.
Yeah. It's good because it's starting to get not as cold now.
Right.
It's starting to warm up.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, it's not a deal breaker because in Delaware, we get like one season of cold weather, and then the rest of the year we're good.
Normally don't.
But this is what I came across, Billy. I don't know if you've heard it or not, but evidently the IMU on the Mavic Pro is located right by the heat sinks.
Okay, yeah, I heard you talking about this.
Yeah, which provides additional heat in the Mavic Pro, which would explain why the Mavic Pro doesn't really have any problems in the cold weather.
It doesn't. It really works really well.
Right. So
have
you
had a problem with the compass? Because it seems like every single time I go to turn my drone on, I like turn on the drone, and it makes me calibrate the compass every single time. It makes me. It says there's an error and won't let me take off.
What?
I have not had that issue yet.
It's no matter what. Anywhere I go, I turn the drone on and I have to calibrate the compass. Let's say I turn it off and I put in a new battery. I've got to calibrate the compass. It's every time I turn it on, I've got an error.
Yeah, I agree with. If y'all didn't see, John just posted in chat saying, "I wouldn't be surprised if GJI corrected in a later production model,
Yeah.
like what they did with the Mavic, man." And in case you all aren't aware, we're hearing rumors that will be announcing DJI will be announcing another event, either within the next 2 to 3 weeks, supposedly for the Mavic Pro 2. So we'll see. It's supposed to be around $1,300. It's going to have the 1-inch sensor like the Evo is supposed to have. It's already been through its trials. But the one odd thing is we're getting is some reports are saying that it has the binocular rear sensors, and then other reports are saying it doesn't.
I don't see why it wouldn't. I think they have to include those sensors on the back, and maybe we'll include the sensors on the side. Which, have you guys ever noticed, or wondered at least, why the sensors on the side of the Phantom 4 Pro are not just regular obstacle avoidance sensors? Why they're like those infrared sensors?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, why don't they just make them
probably
obstacle avoidance sensors? Here's another thing I've been noticing with the Mavic Air is as you get high, it says altitude is too large, backwards obstacle avoidance disabled. Why would it matter how high I am? You know?
Because the backward cameras are limited in their focal point.
I don't know.
And then if you are in a low light environment, you're not going to have any obstacle avoidance either.
Oh, I know, but it was like middle of the day, and it said that just the backward obstacle avoidance was disabled, but the forward was working fine. I don't know. It just said the altitude was too large. It's weird.
Yeah, I've heard of others having that issue. I haven't ran into it yet.
How is altitude too large?
I was at like 350 feet, and it was saying that. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's weird.
So whatever it was, so that would make you think that it had a limited range of vision, right? Or limited range of sight. Yeah. And so if you're up above, well, I guess, okay, the whole point of the backwards cameras are for just that purpose. If you're low near branches and stuff like that, it's going to pick them up. But if you're 400 feet high, I would hope to God it would see a plane coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And disabled. I mean, would it rearm if a bird came up behind it, or did it just automatically shut off for good until you get back down? I don't know.
Well, we've all talked about things that we're not too fond of. Let's talk about things that we are fond of. And let me tell you, the first thing I'm going to say, the camera on this thing is phenomenal.
It really is
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we're talking, man. You're going from 60 megabits a second to 100 megabits a second. And so
it's a big step up.
It's phenomenal. And the automated flight modes are really awesome. The asteroid and the boomerang.
Yeah. it all started off with like very simple ones like Droney Rocket. I mean, I understand that, but these ones that they're adding they're just like changing the game. They're outside of the box.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can literally, with this drone, anybody can look like they're taking professional video.
I know.
Hey, Billy, can you see the chat? I know
I
older
can't- I don't
bird. He's
have
talking
it pulled
about
up.
how something problem with the upgrades to the Pro 3, and now he can't film. Did you try doing a firmware refresh, or
What is the Pro 3? The Phantom 3?
that's what I'm
The
assuming? That's what he means.
Yeah.
Is the Phantom Pro 3 or Phantom 3 Pro. So couldn't he just do a simple firmware refresh, or will Assistant hook up to the 3?
Yeah, I'd like to see which drone he's using. I think that a firmware refresh will always help. It's kind of like if you've got a problem, like turn your off or let him film.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's almost like somehow the camera is not connected anymore.
Yeah, right. That's the first thing.
Can
that I
he
would
can
think.
he actually reset it and go?
Well, he
just
said he
reset
did a
the whole
firmware
thing?
refresh. What about, did you roll the firmware back? And he's saying yes, Phantom 3 Pro.
If there's a way he can actually do a reset on it and try it again, actually reset the drone.
Okay, well, it says he can only view it, so he can still see the he can still see what the camera sees, but he's not able to film. That might be an SD card issue.
That sounds like SD card. Yeah, that's what I was just
Have
going
you
to
tried a
say.
new SD card like they were saying?
Or format the SD card first.
Yeah, in the DJI app, you can just format card, delete everything on it, and it will refresh the card for you.
Yeah. You know
Or
what? In
simply
fact,
replace the card and see if
Billy
that,
has a video on it, I think.
so yeah, I did.
If you're getting a feed, then the camera's working. You're not
Yeah.
recording that's SD card related.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, for me, I know that I've actually got a card that I format doesn't work. Like the card is physically broken, so I would just try also another card.
Yeah,
Right.
if you format it and it still doesn't work, use another card. That's
I won't even buy micro SD cards online anymore. I've been scammed so many times with fake micro SD cards. Like I don't even bother with it anymore. I just go
Yeah.
right to the store and get a legit micro SD card. There's too many fakes.
You've got to look out for the Best Buy deals because they go like half off at Best Buy. It's incredible. Like if you look
Speaking of-
around like the holidays, like really anytime, just keep an eye on it and they'll just randomly drop like halfway down in price. It's awesome.
Speaking of Best Buy and deals, man, where do we get some extra batteries for this thing?
They just came out on DJI's website. Actually, they just came in stock. I went onto their website and I wanted to actually here. Let me look up right now. I wanted to order some, and I went on there and it said it was out of stock. So I put my email in there,
Mhm.
and they emailed me was ready, and I went on there and I bought one extra because I feel like if
Yeah.
you have more, okay. So in my opinion, I think that 4 batteries is like perfect. And then maybe if you want to go from 4, you can go up to 8. I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but there's 4 chargers on the battery hub. I can throw all 4 on there, and then waiting around for just one battery to charge is like a little bit silly, in my opinion.
I really wish that they had made the charger able to charge all 4 at the same time.
With the battery hub, you can. The charging hub, if you get the Flymore combo.
It charges all the batteries at the same exact time. I thought it did it in line.
No, it does do it in line, which I wish you could choose. That would be cool. But I feel like
Or at
the
least
same
2.
time, but I feel like at the same time you're getting the same speed because if it charges them all at the same time, it's going to be charging slower.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like either way you're going to fill them up as fast as possible. But I do wish you could choose. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm under Mavic right now. Mavic Air Intelligent Flight Battery. They're in stock on their website.
Oh,
If
good.
you want to go?
Yeah, I
if you
need to
pick
get
one up.
an extra one, that's for sure. Because I didn't get the Flymore combo. I just bought it.
Okay.
Just the
One thing
drone.
I wish you could charge through the USB Type-C port.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. Yep. Dan said that they do that because you gotta buy accessories. They sure do. Gotta buy the accessories, man. But
I'm still the other thing that we've heard Inspire 3 like late October, early November. We've heard that they're having issues with the Phantom 5 actually holding that big 55 millimeter lens up there. And so they were actually talking about what it was really a rough model, not really a prototype, and didn't really have firmware or anything like that. And they, as soon as they like took the lens off and tried to put another one on, it just wouldn't fly anymore. So they've decided to push it off a little.
Yeah. Billy, what do you think about this case, man? I love this thing.
I do like that. I actually, I've got a little backpack that I use that like fits this thing perfectly inside the slot. It's a camera backpack, so you open from the side and you can kind of like manage how big the slots are. But I was looking at that case for like instances where I want to throw it inside of like my JanSport bag, which you kind of put everything in one pocket, and it's like perfect.
Yeah. And it feels like it should have like some kind of like, I don't know, man, some kind of designer name on it. I mean, it feels like so premium. It just feels.
That's cool.
I can't get over this case, man. I just love this case.
So are all of the issues pretty much the same? Is it all of around the IMU? I haven't really paid that much attention to it because
everybody that has messaged me on YouTube, email, it's all, and at Facebook too, it's all been shakes and weather related in the cold weather, except for the drone ballers. I'm probably saying his name wrong. I can't remember his name, man. The ballers guy, he had a whole another monster. He had accelerometer failure. One of his accelerometers straight up was failing. And that he showed you right on the app. It said the accelerometer was failing. It was not working. So he did right by returning his. And if I had accelerometer failure on mine, I'd be returning it right now.
Yeah,
Right.
I saw someone in my Facebook group I'm starting up. He would turn on the remote and here, listen to the noise that it makes. That little noise, it would continue to make that noise over and over and over again.
oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know who that is. That's Sean Oz on YouTube. And funny thing about him is he's had the worst of luck with DJI products.
Oh, jeez.
I started following him last year in January when he was sent. Okay, he was sent a drunken gimbal Mavic, and he had a hell of a time trying to get it replaced. And then finally, when he was able to get it sent out and sent back, he sent out the whole Fly More bundle to them. What he got back was not only not the Fly More bundle, but they sent him a controller that had like a click or a tick in it, and a battery that had like a scratch on it was used, and some sort of like DJI bag that was absolutely used. And he was pissed, and he's like, I just want to return this whole thing. And what he did was he ended up buying it from a retail store rather than DJI. And he had actually told everyone that, like, yeah, the problem is, at least if you go to a retail store and you buy it there, you can usually just bring it back and if there's an issue with it. But if you buy from DJI, you have to go through their whole return process, and it's a pain in the ass. But I guess, bought it from DJI, and he got screwed again. So he's not happy at all. When I saw that, I'm like, oh man, this poor dude.
I feel like if you're going to go through all that, I mean, I feel like the least DJI could do is say, hey, you know what? Keep the battery, return the drone. We'll give you another, drone with another battery, something just to say, hey, man, we're sorry you're going through this. I mean, this is not cheap equipment at all.
No, it's not. But you know what? They just don't have they just don't have enough people to take care of the. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Honestly, the failure rate of this stuff is? Because there are so many people that buy it and they have absolutely no problems. People like me, and then you hear about the cases where, even if you want to say 5% of people have trouble. Okay, 5% is a lot, but I guess it's not enough that they care to have a great customer service.
I'm not sure what the failure rate is, but I just think it's awful funny that they just released a video, I think today, in Germany with the Mavic Air advertising flying in the snow.
I know,
But I got
right?
the
And they say
DJI
nothing.
rep. I got the DJI rep telling me today on the phone in the U.S. Oh no, we recommend not flying the Mavic Air in any temperature colder than 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, worse idea says lack of personnel is the problem. Right. Well, they rationalize it like this: personnel costs money. So let's just make as many of these units as we can, like hotcakes. And, if we got a small percentage of defects, yeah, it's going to suck for those people. But they're going to get their stuff. It's just going to take us forever to get to them. I mean, that's basically, I think, the attitude that they take, because their customer service, you just hear about this over and over and over again. It just doesn't ever improve.
I don't think this is a oversight. I think this is intentional, and this, hear me out.
I do too.
I think they purposely made this drone not really suitable to fly in extreme weather environments, because there has to be an edge on the Mavic Pro 2. There has to be something about the Mavic Pro 2 that makes you say, "Oh no, I got to have that over the air. I got to have that." And it can't just be, it's got the range. It has to be more than that.
I don't think they crippled it on purpose, but I think that when they were designing it, that's what they came up with. And they were like, well, we could try to fix this, or we could release it. And it was release time, so they just decided to release it. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if in 6 months they just find a solution to this problem, because they've had time to evaluate it. And what exactly? Okay, so you were saying it sucks in air, right? And it's cold, and
sucks in air through the front.
Through the front,
so
right
behind the gimbal here, you can see that.
Right.
The air comes through here.
Right.
There's a fan inside,
and there's a
that
fan
pulls
inside
the air over the electronics,
right,
and blows out the rear vents.
Blows out the rear vents. Okay.
Right. But when you have really, really cold air, that's obviously not going to help with warming it up.
Billy, is the front of the Mavic an intake fan, or is it a blowout fan?
The one behind the gimbal?
Yeah, behind the gimbal.
Yeah, it's definitely an intake.
It's intake. Okay. So I guess I'm just trying to think. Yeah, obviously
because the big problem that people were experiencing, which first of all, when the Mavic came out, people were flying with the globe on. I got no idea why anybody would want to do that. But they were saying that will not properly cool the internals, because that's an intake fan right there.
Yeah, that's right. And I've never flown that thing on. I think it's ridiculous.
One quick second. All you people that come in here ripping on us, calling us DJI fanboys, did you notice that everybody in here that's got an Air tonight is having issues with it, and they're telling everybody about it?
That's true. Actually, we're having a pretty constructive talk about that.
Yeah, and there's things I love about this drone, and then there's things that I'm not too crazy about. I'm not crazy about the fact that this door back here is a pain in the rear end to get it down. I mean, you really have to really pry on it to get it open to put your SD card in there. And then it doesn't fold down far enough to where you can get your fingers to put the micro SD card in there.
It's all these little
Spark. Yeah, the Spark's a pain in the butt to do that with too.
Yeah, it is too.
I feel like they should have made this out of like a rubber or a silicone and made it extend further.
Heat, you're going to get moisture inside the case.
Yeah.
You're going to get moisture from the condensation of the heat versus the cold off and on, and you're going to end up with a short.
Or at least made it so it folded down further so you can get your fingers in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talking about this intake fan thing reminded me. So I stepped on my Mavic Pro gimbal cover, shattered it to pieces. And remember last week when I was saying how I wish that there was something that I could just put on the Mavic Pro that would lock the gimbal in place and be a cover? I finally found it. It's like it's like $10 if you get it from Amazon, and like $2 on the Chinese vendor sites. But look, it's perfect. I will never worry about taking that gimbal clamp off again or anything like that. I'm just so happy with that. funny that I ended up breaking my gimbal thing the same week.
So Nick Rizzo asks, why didn't they put foldable props on the Mavic Air? And they actually answered that question on the DJI website. It has to do with the foldable props actually use more energy, which would lower your battery life if they had foldable props.
Less efficiency. Yep.
So that's why the Mavic Air does not have foldable props. It doesn't bother me that the props don't fold, just because the way it folds up, they really don't get in the way. You agree, Billy, or disagree? Or
the props, I think that when it's all folded up, they don't get in the way more than the Mavic Pro does, because like the Mavic Pro, whenever you're trying to like move it around, I find the propellers flopping around and getting in the way.
They are.
But I think that when this one folds up, it does a really good job in not like getting too much in the way. So I do like them. And again, they are small enough, so it's not like they're really going to get in the way. But I do kind of wish they were foldable. Like, why not just make them foldable? You know, I don't know.
Well, that's something I want to bring up real quick. Did you all see that link that Drone Pool posted in Coast for the Bolt B for like $30? Yeah. Anybody? No.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
And that's what I'm wondering. Those little drones like that, like the Mambo, the Bolt B, stuff like that. Is that where Tello came from, and they've just put like a positioning in it? Anything? Nope. Okay. What about Mambo? Do you think Mambo is where Tello came from? The drone? Anybody?
I'm not sure.
Bueller.
RC Funds Diversion says he's got the Bolt B and he loves it.
Right, and it's a killer price, man. They had it for $30. It was on a flash sale. Normally, like $50 still is a good deal, and it's got like 5 speeds on it.
Right.
I'm checking this. Oh, actually, no, I did see this now. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw this. You asked me about this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Bill.
Yes, I surely did.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, wow. Oh, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, this is basically it's almost like a Tello, without the Intel technology.
The first time I saw the pictures of the Tello, I'm thinking, Parrot Mambo. So I'm like, what the heck? What is the deal here?
I was thinking of Heliway, actually. The Heliway is very close. You've seen the Heliway, right?
It's not. I'm not ringing any bells.
If you just go on Amazon and just search for Heliway, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The Heliway, Ryan reviewed the Heliway recently, and it's pretty much exactly. Actually, wow, it is exactly the same as the Holy Stone. It's pretty much exactly the same drone if you go and Google for Heliway. Yeah. We'll have to see.
People were saying that we were just talking about DJI. We were just clearing it up. If y'all didn't notice that the title of the episode was Heir Apparent or meh, and so far it's kind of sounding like
we're just
not really
ensuring
heir apparent. There's going to have to be some work done. So we're leaning more towards meh.
We're just ensuring that DJI will never want to have anything to do with us or sponsor this show. That's what we're doing tonight.
No, and besides
realistic.
Yeah. And for me, honestly, besides the oscillations, I've not had any other flight issues. In sports mode, it's worked fine. It's done everything it said it would do.
Oh,
it's flown stable.
I'm sorry. Real quick question.
After it's warmed up for me,
I don't know if it was already answered. In sport mode, does the gimbal stabilize or not? I can't remember. Was that question answered earlier or what?
Billy said he was having problems with his gimbal in sport mode.
Oh, so okay. But is it supposed to, or is it supposed to work? Because on the Spark, they tell you it doesn't work.
Right? Yeah, it locks.
Well, that could be
it locks
itself. Gimbal. It could
now,
be
Billy, did you have your gimbal turned to where it would go all the way up?
I had. So what, like a 30-degree, like going higher, like that? Yeah, I do have that turned on. I
do too. So I figure in sports mode with it banked that much, you need that gimbal to be able to go up that high to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, also, Billy, did you notice that when all the big YouTubers, when the Mavic Air first came out, did you notice that all the reviews that came out the day of launch, none of them were in cold weather environments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it's
Coincidence?
funny that they would release a drone like this in the winter, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It's
it
funny.
would if you're about to release a higher priced product approximately 2 months later and you needed to make some quick
Yeah,
cash.
get it in.
I don't know. I still think it's wishful thinking, man. I still think it's wishful thinking. I still subscribe to what Brian thinks, that they're just gonna milk the platinum for another I don't know, probably 6 months.
So you think the Ostalev is all Bobo?
I don't
What
even
do
know
we
where
think
we're
of the
getting
I just
from.
don't think we're
GoPro
gonna see a
Karma,
Mavic 2
guys?
this summer. I think we'll see a Mavic 2 towards October.
You know what?
Ah,
I still want to get my hands on one of those drones. I think it'd be funny.
Yeah,
That'd be a great video. I'd have fun making that video.
I think the
anybody
Go.
heard any more about the Evo?
I have not. I have not.
That's what I was. I haven't heard any updates. Maybe it would be, you would figure if it was going to come out in March, we'd be hearing some rumors. Maybe.
Oh,
now.
And that's what makes me wonder: is that why DJI pushed so hard to get these Mavic Airs out, because they caught wind of the Evo?
I've heard nothing about it. In fact, let me go on their website. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like sign up for updates.
So far, the
Is that
Evo
what that
is pretty dead, actually, at the moment in terms of news.
That's a
I'm
shame.
really not hearing
Yeah,
anything
there's
about
nothing.
it.
Yeah, you can't hype up a product. You can't hype up a product, get everybody excited about it, and then keep everybody waiting. You just can't do that. You can't do that.
Also, I'm not a big fan of the remote. The remote that they offer,
Like
not my
69,
cup of tea.
okay, like 69, we are talking a lot more about it, but at the same time, their products are hot right now, so it's
And it's just this new product, and basically we're trying to prove a point. Everybody says that we're fanboys. We don't ever put down DJI. We never talk bad about him. And basically, in case nobody's noticed, this has been a bitch session about this new product for about an hour now.
it's constructive too. It's talking about something that, like they were saying, honestly, if you go to any of the big channels that DJI sent this product out to, you're not going to hear a word about this issue. All of them flew this thing, obviously, and didn't have the problem, or they didn't, just chose not to talk about it. So, because Casey didn't say anything about it, I don't think.
I mean, he was
Yeah, but he didn't have it.
And they might not have been able to say anything about it because they were all in warmer climates.
That's correct, right? So it is a little convenient. It is convenient, but you're not going to hear this anywhere big. It's all being discussed amongst just everyday people like us.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a video on it.
Yeah, Billy. If Billy makes a video, it'll reach more people.
That's what
the answer everybody's wondering is, can I fly the Mavic Air in cold temperature? Yes, you can fly it in cold temperature.
You have to wait
just be prepared for when you first take it off. When you first take off, just be prepared for some shaking and some oscillating until everything warms up.
Yeah, or wait 2 minutes.
Right.
Okay, you see, the guy from Canada was talking about how the GoPro Karma was a good drone, and I've heard mostly garbage about
Who the heck says GoPro Karma is a good drone?
Hey, now, you know how it is. Everybody has a chance to get a hold of one that works right. I mean, I've seen it happen a bunch.
I can't say because I've never owned one. I've never flew one. I can't say.
Wait a minute, you saying Neistat flew at the Super Bowl? How the hell did that happen? He shouldn't have been able to lift off the ground.
What happened?
He's saying he was talking about infinite altitude or whatever. I can't say. I think it says altitude or attitude. Was talking about that Casey put out a new video about that he was flying at the Super Bowl, maybe it was early, kind of
Yeah,
like
because I flew it on Saturday night.
yeah, that's what I said before it went up, right?
Yeah, Sunday.
Excuse me.
Try. I was gonna try D and fly, but against do. I had gone to the Mall of America, which is fun. But you can always bypass those. Put in your information, get past it. The no-fly zones.
Yeah, but
this is where people are confused, guys. People are thinking that you can't fly the Mavic Air in cold weather. That's not the case. You can fly the Mavic Air in cold weather. Once it warms up, it flies phenomenal. Once mine warmed up, I had no issues with it flying over the ocean in 20-degree temperature. No problems. Okay? Everybody's so confused. They think, well, I saw someone flying in cold weather, and yes, it can fly in cold weather, and it will. It's just going to shake and oscillate when you first take off a lot if you don't warm it up.
I think the only thing that really sucks though is that in cold weather you're already gonna lose flight time drastically, and now it only flies for what 21 minutes advertised, so you have to take
best case scenario,
and if you're in 20 degrees, you're really one of the worst cases. So now you've got to get this thing. You probably got to warm it up for 2 minutes, depending on how long it takes to warm up. I'm assuming the colder it is, the longer it'll take to warm up. And I guess by the time you're in the air, how much flight time you got?
It's annoying.
It's that cold. I guess you probably get at least 10 minutes, but
it was very cold. I didn't warm my drone up, and I got about 18 minutes worth of flight time.
All right, so it's better than I thought.
Yeah, but I brought it back, and it was on 8% battery. Like, it started landing by itself. So,
speaking of, I promised the guy I want everybody can take a quick bathroom break. I want to screen share this video, and I want you all to watch it because I watched it, and it's only like 3 minutes long. Everybody go run for the bathroom break here. I gotta load this up because I promised him, and it's a great video. And then Eric had some stuff he was wanting me to show you guys too. So let me get this rigged.
Hey, you know what we need to come out with? The Mavic Air koozie or the Mavic Air sweater. Just put your sweater on your Mavic Air, and you don't care. Let it go.
I'm sure the third-party accessory market will be all over that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait, Billy, to see the toy drones.
Point has been updated.
Oh god,
what do you mean?
There's going to be toy Mavic Airs.
He's doing a range test. You see him testing the batteries? He's looking at the temperature too. 17 satellites.
Oh, he's only got 17? Oh, he needs to bring it back. I love the music though, man. And he's on 5.8 gigahertz.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, we're almost 4,000 meters.
Battery level is low. The aircraft will go to the home point in 10 seconds.
That's crazy.
We got some home point getting further and further away.
Oh no. Oh no.
Crazy good range.
Yeah. I would think 2.4 would give you better results though. In an area like that.
I don't know. 5.8 has a longer reach, but 2.4 has better penetration. I thought so. But really, there's nothing to go through here. I mean, look at how wide open this is.
Right.
But I don't know if I'd want to walk that far if it landed.
Oh man.
He's cutting it close.
Hmm.
Wow.
He's
13.
still
Great
at 10% when he was back by the time he came back.
Landing.
Pretty good.
I don't know if I'd have really pushed it that hard, though.
Yeah,
Man,
I
he
hate
cut it
when,
down to a minute. Wow.
I hate when the drone lands itself. It sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you see that? Did you see that one where the guy? Did you see that one where the guy range tested over like a pond or something? When he flew with the wind on the way out, and when he turned around, he was going against the wind, and he had to emergency land it over some island.
Hang on, sorry, guys.
Oh
I
my
don't need to
gosh.
see me all the time. Eek! Sorry.
That was funny.
Yeah. Well, they were
So yeah,
talking
obviously the Mavic Pro 2 is going to have way better battery life and range time.
I'm hearing 35 minutes.
That's awesome.
I know that supposedly the prototype hovered for 32 minutes in place and before it set down.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
And
John
it should
Gilman
for
line.
that price is going to
no.
boost.
It's San Pellegrino. It's basically fancy club soda.
Yeah, right. You know. He's got those little drops that he got from the guy on the corner that makes him see all the pretty colors.
So let me ask you a question, Billy. So
Yeah.
right now, everything you've experienced with your Mavic Air, do you feel like you need to return it?
No. I mean,
I
at
don't
first
either.
I saw that shuddering motor, and I was like, I wonder if that's like a motor problem. And I was even afraid to fly it around places just 'cause, I was like, things high. But now that other people have the fence, and I also have tested it in warm weather, and it's I just know that it's a cold temperature problem, and
Right.
I'm not really too worried about it. How about you?
You know, I was really thinking, you know what? I might as well go ahead and at least try and return it and get another one. And then if it does the same thing, then boom. What are the odds you get two of them do the same thing, you know?
Right.
But at the same time,
Mhm.
I don't want to go through all that hassle and then turn around and get a drone that does the same exact
know.
thing. When there's
Really?
so many, like it's not just a
No
couple
way.
people that this is happening to. This is happening a lot. Like almost every case has been cold weather.
Yeah, actually, I think I left a comment saying that it should be returned, but at the time, I didn't know just how many people this was happening to, and I have yet to see someone that it doesn't happen to. So it's just it's one of those nature of the beast things where, yeah, I agree. Return it if it bothers you, but if it doesn't, then you're not going to get one that you're not going to get one that.
Did you guys see
Doesn't
what
do
Juan said? He said DJI will start to selling IMU heaters.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll sell it on the website. It'd be like a little jacket for your drone, man, with little heaters in it. You can get them in different colors too.
Back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's either a really big oversight or they're just sticking by their manual. Don't fly, under 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Well,
So.
just like I said, Ostrich was saying that when they come to them, that it specifically says in the owner's manual. I've never really read all the way through all of mine anyway, but he says it tells you that in temperatures below a certain degree that you have to make sure that the battery temps are at a certain level before you go anywhere.
Yep.
Or do anything. And the way he was making it sound in the video is that it's matter of fact with every DJI product. And until recently, I was unaware that all DJI products are water resistant. I did not know this. So, and then I saw somebody flying their Mavic Air in like this downpour of snow, and I was like, okay, I believe it now.
If you knowing, it was snowing hard when I was flying.
Yeah, it was because
Yeah.
the little drone was like covered.
Right.
I looked down at my hand, my whole screen. was
Hey, we
filled
fixed
with water,
JDS's
so-
problem.
Oh, he changed the card and it works.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that it worked.
Awesome.
And the thing is, when you order a micro SD card online and you think you're getting a legit product, it looks just like the real thing until you go
Yeah.
to put it in and it starts hiccuping and not working and not recording. And that's how you know, oh man, I got scammed. I got a fake card.
I only ordered I got my card.
It's always
It was,
tough.
Best Buy. It was 128 gig.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're ordering from a reputable store like Best Buy, Target, Walmart, stuff like that, you're gonna get a real product. But if you go to like eBay and type in SanDisk, there's gonna be so many knockoffs and fakes.
Dude, you gotta watch out for that.
Hey, I got like 69 was upset that saying that they said they wanted to change it to DJI therapy.
I heard him.
If you were a
Yeah.
DJI fan.
Even on Amazon, you could
I
get a
want to
fake.
bring up something I got in an email today. It was talking about the Bugs 3 versus the Bugs 3 Pro.
Wait,
It was saying that the
wait,
Bugs
wait,
3
wait.
Pro.
We're gonna wait.
What
We're
were you
gonna change it to DJI therapy. They're the best ones that make the best drones out there, right?
I'm trying to figure. I can't hear you that well. You keep breaking up, dude.
It might be my school Wi-Fi.
Yeah, big
No.
breaking up.
4 billion.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But anyway, like I said, the article, here's what I'm trying to figure out, John.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, okay, 1806 kV or 1800 kV, right? That's the original Bugs 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, the new motors are saying 2204 1500 kV. Is that a smaller motor?
What was the motor number again? Not the KV. I'm talking about the size.
2204.
2204. Yeah, that is, I think, a little bit smaller. No, actually, I think they're the same, right? I would have to look at specs. I have to see. I thought the Bugs motors were also 2204.
Well, that's what I'm reading about right now. It's saying I'm reading the whole breakdown. Everything pretty much is the same, except of course the Bugs 3 Pro is going to have GPS, and it's going to have. It says okay for the Bugs 3, 1806, 1800 kV, and then it's saying Bugs 3 Pro, 2204, 1500 kV. Bugs 3 battery is 2S, 1800 milliamp LiPo. Bugs 3 Pro, 2S, 2800 milliamp LiPo. So
Interesting.
Now, has anybody gotten the new Bugs 3 yet?
they're
Anybody?
saying October-ish, maybe summer, October, late summer.
It's, well, what, for Bugs 3 Pro?
Oh wow, that late?
That's what blew my mind when I got this. I was like, wait a minute, I thought it was coming out like soon, and then
That's what I thought too.
later. Well, I'm not. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if you could see it or not, but you can see the email. But
Hey
I'm looking at it
John.
right now on the website.
Hey
Yep.
John.
What's up?
Donnie was asking for a recommendation for a beginner FPV race drone. I told him the Wizard X220. What do you think?
I want a baby hawk. I want a baby
Wizard
hawk.
should be good. Jesus. There are so many junkers out there right now. It's scary.
There is a lot.
Is baby hawk a good starter drone or not?
It's
You're talking
too
about
new
Raider-
to tell for me. I've not
Ready to
I've
fly
not
too.
seen it.
You know what's a really good maybe starter drone? The HG-LRC XJB 145. I really like that one. It's a 3-inch, it's a little 3-inch quad. Like maybe he doesn't have to go full 200 size. He can do like the 145. These little minis are pretty cool. And it's built tough.
And that's the thing too. I mean, there's so many different sizes.
Yeah.
And when someone asks you about race drone now, it's, well, do you want a 5-inch? Do you want a 3-inch? Do you want a micro?
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I think the cost of it is only like $120. So
yeah, it looks like I think it's the King Kong 90
oh yeah,
GT.
don't forget the King Kongs. Don't forget the King Kongs.
Yeah,
Those
the
are
King
also
Kongs
fun.
are awesome, man.
And now they got the King Kong Tiny 6X, which is the one that you should get if you're gonna consider like a brushed quad of this size. Because the 6X, it's got the little JST PH 2.0 connector for like the high voltage batteries, and it's got 7mm motors. So they basically took the same motors that are in the Tiny 7, put them in the Tiny 6, and it's awesome.
Oh,
it's
nice.
really awesome. I'm so
I'd
glad
like to
that.
see how that flies acro now with that.
Oh yeah, I've been. If it could stop being cold, I could take this outside and do some good acro with it.
Donnie said he was looking for something a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah, so he's probably looking for like a 5-inch style.
Yeah, so if you want something bigger, see, I've tried a lot of FPV racing drones lately, and so many of them are like fixer-uppers. Like the Dark Max is a huge fixer-upper.
What about the X215?
X215 is not bad. It's actually pretty good. You talking about the X215 Pro, right? The Furby one.
The Fury
Yeah,
B X215.
I thought that one was okay. That one was okay, but it's not like super amazing.
Yeah, Fury B. I feel like they started out making really good bind and fly quads, but somewhere along the line they started pumping out too many, and the quality control has just dumped.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Someone says, "Do I have a 150?" Yeah, I guess the 145 is pretty close to 150. But I don't have. I can't think of any 150s that I specifically have.
Right.
27 RTF on eBay is 135 everything. That's true. The Futon was great. I know. I wish they had just continued the Furby Futon 200. If you can find one of those, pick up one of those, because those are built like tanks and they're good. You want to see the 145? All right, I'll get it up. I should have it somewhere.
I was seriously thinking about getting that King Kong fly egg.
Got anything new to show off when he comes back? I don't have any. I don't get stuff to review.
I got my Martian built back again.
Oh, cool! Very cool. Glad that worked out.
Yeah, I crashed it. I crashed it. Hit the goalpost.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
good.
that. I remember
It's
that.
all good.
I remember that one.
Here,
Yeah, that's tough.
this
Arrow
thing is
pointing.
a
Right
little
here.
beast. Look, this thing is a beast. Here, check it out. And I've got, these are the Gem Fan something or others. I should know the name of them, but I forgot. They're these new Gem Fan polycarbonate props. And here, this thing is really, really tough. I've already crashed this thing quite a bit. As you can see here, there's this little chip here in the carbon fiber, and that's the extent of the damage. The only problem that I really had with it is that the camera lens on mine is, for some reason, a little loose. So I just did the all hot glue job. See, I mean,
that a 150, John?
This is 145, so yeah, it's close
Okay.
enough. This is about what 145 looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. I love these because you can really fly them almost anywhere, especially at some of the places where I have to fly here. You know, they're not that big. When you get something like the Dark Max is huge, but don't buy the Dark Max. Don't want to buy
Too
this.
many issues. Too many issues.
Too many issues. This thing is a
Just
total
Donnie, just
mess.
build your own, brother. Just build your
Just
own,
build
man.
it.
I got faith in you.
I understand why people don't want to build their own though, because I never wanted to build my own starting out because I wanted
Nah.
something pre-made and tuned correctly.
Oh
out of
yeah.
the box. The thing is, you know what? You got to pay if you really want that. You really have to pay if you want that. If you buy the Holy Bro, what do you call it?
Copus?
Copus One. If you buy the Copus One, that is a star build. I mean, the soldering job on it is nice. The antenna is good. What the hell's going on? What's Bill doing?
Oh, Billy's internet's messing up or something.
Billy's internet. But yeah, I mean, the Copus One is great, but it's like $200, $250. You know, even the Vortex series is awesome. I'm sure Vortex Mojo is pretty cool. You see that one?
No, he was just letting me know that he's got to catch up on work from where he went to the Super Bowl, and so he had to check out since he was having troubles anyway. That's why he was texting me.
Well, I hope Billy.
Night, Billy, man. Glad you're okay, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad he made it through that wreck. Too many car wrecks. There's too many car wrecks lately, man. But
I was saying,
I'll be looking.
Jump over into the other subjects now.
I'll be looking forward to Billy's Mavic Air shaking update video.
Yeah.
What's the make of the 145? It's HGLRC XJB 145, and I do recommend it. I do, because like I said, I've already smashed this thing. And the extent of the damage was pretty much just that. I really haven't had a whole lot of trouble with it. It's been flying pretty fine. I had some oscillations after I upgraded Betaflight, so I had to tune it myself, but that's my own fault. I upgraded it.
John RCs is asking you a question, buddy.
I did. He said, "What's the make of it? And do I recommend it?" I just answered it. The stream is behind, so he's not.
Okay.
I already answered the question, but
yeah, he'll get it in a second. It'll come out.
Yeah, I know it's gonna come out in a second, and he's be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But no, yeah, I really like it. I'm running a 4-cell battery with it too, 800 milliamp hours, and it's fine. It's great. I like it.
So if you want to build your own, I mean, there's pros and cons. I mean, if you go with premium parts, you're going to pay more money. Hands down. I mean, there's so many Bond & Flies that are so ridiculously cheap right now. Like, you're almost better just to go ahead and buy you a Bond & Fly and then just kind of swap parts out as you see fit.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's funny you say that because it's messed up, but I've seen the Dark Max go down as low as $99. It's actually worth buying a Dark Max for $99 and then swapping the flight control board to something like, the Bardwell F4 or whatever. Because you get a frame and motors and an ESC and all that are so cheap that you wouldn't be able to do that if you tried to do that, put it together yourself.
Right, exactly. And if you enjoy tinkering and building and soldering, it is a very good experience to build one yourself and fly it. It's a very good experience. But if you don't like tinkering and soldering and snipping and stripping and all that kind of stuff, just get you a Bond & Fly, swap parts out like you want.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see this in the chat? Herb Flying High was asking, okay, so what is the complete setup for a beginner FPV system?
Okay, so you can get right now the Wizard X220 with the FlySky, I think it's the FlySky. Yeah, FlySky i6 transmitter and a set of goggles. I believe it's on eBay for like $180 for everything. You get the goggles, the drone, and the controller. I mean, that's got to be like the deal of the century right there. What do you think, John? And I know that Fat Shark has put out a all-in-one kit, but I don't know how good everything is.
I've never flown the X220. See, the thing is, I know there's probably good kits out there. If I haven't flown it, I'm hesitant to say, "Oh yeah, it's good." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, for the price, I don't think you're gonna find anything probably better than the Wizard, especially ready to fly. But you were saying what the Wizard comes with? What controller did you say it came with again?
It's the FlySky.
The FlySky. Yeah. See, I'm inclined to think that you're better off taking that. Okay, it's $189, right? And it is ready to fly. You get the fly sky, whatnot.
Doesn't that come with the Eachine VRD2 goggles as well?
I didn't see that. I'm looking at it right now on BG, and
What y'all bring up now? I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Eachine Wizard X220. I'm taking a look at it, and
right, he's looking for a beginner, the whole entire setup FPV system. He wants the goggles, the drone, and the controller, everything.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if there is a complete 200 size setup. I've never seen that, but they do have.
What I started with.
What?
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice setup to get started right there. Yeah.
He wants something bigger though, right?
It depends on what size you're looking for.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, something else. Because you realize.
Here's my thing about the Wizard. It's $189, but like I know that there are drones, like for example, the Leader 120. Okay, you can get the Leader for like $99. I would almost argue it'd be better to buy something like the Leader or to buy some of these, brushless micros, and then take that $89 that you're spending on the Wizard here and put that toward a QX7 radio. I don't know. And I know it's not ready to fly, but I just feel like it's inevitable that if you do this stuff, you need to get used to doing. You need to at least get used to binding a radio to a drone like that.
Yeah, I mean the binding can be a little bit of a pain, but I will say that the Wizard X220, the original one, not the S. The S did some things wrong. Okay, they skimped out on that frame. That frame is nowhere near as strong as the Wizard X220 original.
The original, yeah.
They cut some corners on the X220S. So if you get the original Wizard X220, you're getting a rock solid frame. You're getting 2205, 2300 kV motors, which is pretty much the standard. That's how pretty much what all started with racing. I know now we're getting into the bigger motors, the bigger batteries, but to get started out, 2300 kV, 2205 is perfect.
The problem is, I don't think they're selling the Wizard X220 anymore, the original, because I'm here on Banggood. It says it's not available.
Check eBay.
Oh, you can probably find it on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah, check eBay, because that's where I saw. I believe, John, it was the Eachine VR 007s with the controller, the Fly Sky, and the Wizard X220 for $189. If you can find it, I could probably look too. We can post. Maybe we can copy the link and post it in the chat.
Yeah, here I'll try to see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it and post it in the chat. As far as everything you need for a 5-inch racer, goggles, remote, bird, that's the best deal I've come across.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing I'm hesitant about is the whole, Fly Sky i6 and spending too much for something that has it in it. But at a certain point, if the price is low enough, hell, just take it,
Yeah, and it's not a bad radio. I mean, no, it's not as good as the QX7. It doesn't have, all the functionality. But someone getting started out, they're not going to be wanting to program the radio. They're not going to be wanting to, do all the things that the QX7 has to offer anyway.
I know, but it's. I mean, I just think of it like this: like it's really not that hard to set up a radio. At least, maybe to me, I don't know. It's really not that difficult to get a radio profile set up for these drones. It really isn't. Let's see now.
And the way I did it was I bought the Wizard X220 with the remote, and then I bought the goggles separate.
I'm landed on top of the box goggles. I can't get it there.
Oh God, those box goggles.
Bill, man, you look like somebody straight out of Star Trek, man.
Yeah, there it is. The Eachine Wizard X220 F3. Okay, and it's got an FPV goggle with it, and it's got all these props and a whole bunch of stuff on eBay.
Is it the
They
Eachine VR 007s or 006s?
Let me see. It looks like it. They are Eachine something or others. They don't. VRD2. These are VRD2.
Crappy ones.
Oh, they're the VRD2s. Okay, they're not the Pro, but they're the original version.
Right.
Don't they have DVR too?
No, this is a piece of
I
crap.
don't know.
The VRD2s, I think they do have the DVR. I
Take a
thought.
look. It says I'm gonna put a link to this in the chat. So
That's
people
what Dan
can
uses.
Take a look.
Yeah.
Eachine
Dan
Wizard.
uses VRD2s.
RC1 Diversion says, John, have you ever heard of the TASG Jumper? Yes, I have heard of it. And Jumper just came out with a new one. I want to get my hands on it really badly. The Jumper is a very interesting controller. Mostly because of the software, not because of anything else.
Oh.
Yeah, they actually have a new controller, and the Jumper can fly anything. The Jumper can like fly SEMAs. It can fly all these random toys. Yeah, it's really cool.
What? The cheap one, the $80 one, or are you saying it's a module?
I'm talking about, okay, RC Run Diversion is talking about something called the Jumper T8SG, right?
Right.
So the Jumper controller is literally a multi-protocol controller. Like, it is designed with the idea that you're gonna fly a SEMA X5C with it. You're gonna fly all these toy grades that you cannot fly with an actual controller. The module is in there already. You're already ready to go.
Like $80, right?
It's like $80, and the new Jumper is like 120 or something, 130. So it's very interesting, very very interesting. People are.
Oh, here it is, right
flying
here,
it.
John. Here
Yes.
it is. It's the Eachine Wizard with the VR 007s for $298. $298. Yeah, let me see if I can copy this link.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good deal. That's hard to argue that that's not a good deal. Oh,
Trying to share.
You should be able just to post it in there and you know.
Yeah, I'm using the iPad, and I'm not a fan of Apple products. So
Well, I just use my iPad for my drones. It just sits there.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to share the daggone thing.
It's nice. I like it. I don't
There's
really.
got to be a way to share it here. See, I know I can work my way around with the Androids, but the Apples, it takes me a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good. It's a good deal. Hard to argue with that. RC Fun says
Well, this is
Oh.
weird.
he needs something closer to $100. You're not gonna find a complete FPV ready to fly setup for $100, dude. It just doesn't.
For $100, you're gonna have to stick with micro.
Okay,
Yeah,
can
I mean,
tell something. If I present John, do you see him?
I see you right now, Bill.
it says I'm presenting to everyone. I'm eating a bowl of something.
Right, but can you see John
I
at
can't-
all? Right.
I can't see myself actually in this thing. It
Yeah.
just says I'm
But I can
presenting.
see you down here at the bottom.
Yeah, but I can't see myself anymore.
You're not there. You're
I
invisible.
don't exist. I don't exist.
Let me try the eBay app and see if I get somewhere with that.
Gady's Fine Canuck says he's still smiling ear to ear. You guys are great. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're just
Yeah, we do.
We're glad it was a simple fix instead of you having to send it somewhere. You know, so that's the big thing. Okay, say something. I can see John at the bottom. See, now I'm highlighted. Now speak, John.
Hello.
See,
All I see is Bill.
I'm
Yeah.
frozen.
and then Eric talks and he comes up, but then when you talk, it just like nope.
I'm frozen now, actually.
Man, all I want to do is share this daggone item, and it won't.
So you
Let
want
me do
to,
it.
all right, you want a 145 to 150 quad. Okay, so then let me look to see. But you're
Yeah.
not, it's not gonna be ready to fly. It's just the quad. Just the quad. Then HGLRC.
It's so freaky. It's the Invisible John.
So
I know Furby has a bad rap, by the way, but you could also consider their X140. It actually has decent reviews, but warning, I have not flown mine. I didn't get a chance to. People seem to like this one, and people say the frame is built like a tank, and it's $122 with a receiver. So you're basically getting the quad for $100 if you consider the fact that the receiver is probably worth like $15-20. That's just something else to consider as well. Let me see what the price of HGLRC
all right, so he's
is.
looking for just the quad.
He
That
says
makes
he's
that
looking
makes
for
a
just
big
the
difference.
quad. And in
Okay, I
one,
managed to get you back. I don't know how, but he's back. Well, actually, I do know how, but that's neither here nor there.
If you're looking for just a quad for $100, you need to stick with Banggood or Gearbest.
Yep.
That's the only way, and wait for the slow boat to get it.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Or pay for DHL. If you're gonna get something like this, you probably could here. This is the other one. This one actually comes with a FreeSky receiver, $148. You're probably not gonna get a better price than that. These are not affiliate links, by the way. These are just my regular links. So I'm not gonna make any money by sending these out here.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I like the HGLRC, and when you get it, just get these props. These are the forgot what props these are. I'll find it maybe later, but yeah, these are GemFan props. I want to say they're 30 something. I want to look up the exact name of them so that way you can have them. GemFans. Order to get FPV.
Yeah,
GemFan 3052. Yes, that's what they are, and I'll put that in the chat.
When
These are
he
the
said
props.
$100, something kind of something. I've seen something for like $100.
The leader 120 constantly goes down to like $99. But the problem with it is though, there are like some janky issues that people have had with the leader, so I'm not really keen on recommending it. I just know I really don't have any problems with the HGLRC, and almost everyone who buys this seems to be very happy with it. So I upgraded Betaflight on it, and then I was having to tune out some oscillations on it. It's still not like perfectly tuned, but that's my fault for screwing with it. That's my fault. I just
You're
want
not
to
holding up the show, John. That's the whole point. You know how it was. We usually deal the first hour as whatever subject or title we come up with, and in the second hour we always go to the chat and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Some people just don't understand why we don't immediately go to what they want right off the bat.
No. In fact, this is all great, but look into the X140. X140's gone down to like only $99 too, many times. So, but yeah, it's built like a tank. But again, I haven't taken the X140 out either because there's so much stuff I can't do because of the friggin' cold. It's just killing me. The weather and the cold sucks. I've got X140 sitting right here. See? It's pretty cool. It's got a little run cam on there. The only thing, and also I guess this is just becoming more common, they're not having full antennas. They're just having these little dipole whip antennas now on all these little 3-inch models. They're just not running these crazy big antennas. But they're fine though. The signal is really clear. Do I like the Rodeo 110? No.
That was
No.
Oh, no.
No, I think
Well,
the Rodeo
the problem with
110
the Rodeo 110 is it's not very durable, and it's not going to be good to be crashed over and over and over again.
Right. See, like these, look at how this is really thick. Okay, look at this, and it's made well. People are smashing this, and they're really not having a whole lot of trouble. And you also need to look at like the thickness, around like the holes. Like that's really not too bad. What do you think, Edron? You think that's You think that the motor holes or the screw holes have a lot of leeway? I think it looks pretty good for a 3-inch model.
Oh yeah. What is it? What does it have? 4 millimeter or
yeah?
3 millimeter?
It's like 4 millimeters, so it's pretty freaking thick. I think that looks pretty good. I think the XJB carbon fiber is just a tad thinner. So actually the X140 might be better for durability, whereas this one, I don't know. But I will tell you one that broke. Let me show you one that broke.
I still think though, for the money, if you're looking to get into a 5-inch racer, I really think that
I gotta fix it.
I really think the Fury B X215 is a good deal if you're trying to get into a 5-inch quad. They're fairly inexpensive and they're really not a bad deal.
Okay, now here's the surprise. This is where you don't always get what you pay for, right? Okay, so this is the Jep RC MX3 Sparrow, a very expensive model.
Was it like 240 bucks, John?
It's like $200. Look at this. Now, granted, that was kind of a rough crash, but I expected better out of a model like this. I expected this to survive a little better than because what happened was the friggin' strap came out and my battery went flying and then it took the drone down. So that's what happened with this one. But yeah, that's just freaking sad. And it really wasn't that crazy of a crash. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a new frame on. But yeah, so you don't always get what you pay for.
Now, what do you think, John, as far as a one-piece frame versus independent arms? I feel like with independent arms, you're a little bit easier to replace versus if you have one solid frame, you're gonna have to replace the whole frame.
Yeah, I agree, and that's exactly the situation I have here. Because look at this, I have to take this whole bottom off now and put a new one on. That sucks. I wish like maybe half of it was, or like maybe this and this and this and this were.
The only
like
advantage to having a one-piece frame is weight.
But
a one-piece frame is normally going to be lighter than independent arms because it's less hardware.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely right. But you know what? I would rather have independent arms. That way I don't have to just change out the whole freaking bottom frame. Because there's nothing wrong with the other arms. The other arms are fine. Like,
right.
It's sad. I have to toss this whole frame now.
Yeah, toss the whole frame. Yeah, I really don't like the one-piece frames.
No, and tossing the frame is kind of involved. Because now I got to unscrew all these freaking motors. I got to unscrew the top piece here. I gotta unscrew the main board. I mean, it's gonna be like probably like an hour to do the whole thing, and for what? Because there's one arm broken. It sucks. But this solid one piece design is actually pretty common right now, especially. Yeah, I'm just not thrilled about that. But yeah, so it just goes to show you don't always get what you pay for. I feel like this shouldn't have broken so easily. Granted, it did fall out of the sky because it threw the battery, and then it hit a rock. But I've had hard crashes that have hit stuff like that. So
not forgetting one. I was posting some stuff. In case y'all notice, if you look in the chat, I've posted a link to eDrone's Facebook group. It's called Drone Addicts. He's got a lot of build stuff and modification stuff in there. So please check it out. Tell your friends. I know there's not a whole lot of people here, but
RC Fun says he's really around. RC Fun says he's really looking into the X140. Let me see if there's like some wonderful little code.
You guys make sure you subscribe to everybody and check out everybody's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Check out Bill's Facebook page, Coast to Coast Drones. John's Facebook page. Was it RC? What's your Facebook page, John?
My Facebook page is RC Drones Reviews Support and Discussion.
RC Drone Reviews Support and Discussions. Check that out. Check out my Facebook page, Drone Addicts. Everybody's welcome. All I ask is just only post content relative to building and modifying. We want to keep it like a learning tool for others who are wanting to get into building and modifying drone. It could be any drone, and it could be any modification. You put a piece of duct tape on an antenna and it makes it fly better. Post it. Literally anything. So. Let's see here. JDS says he thinks he's going to try to build his own frame. Yeah, building is, to me, it was very rewarding. I enjoyed it. Check out my channel if you're looking for any kind of ways to get started into building. I go through the whole entire build step by step. So just go to my playlist, the Martian 2 build race drone playlist. And, you can check out, I mean, I do it from the building of the frame all the way to putting the motors on, ESCs, flight controller, everything. And I think you'll find that if you take your time, don't do it rushed, get all your information, do your research, read up on everything. It's really not that bad. You just need to know what you're getting into before you pick up that soldering iron.
And you can see there, JD, I just posted the link to Eric's channel in the chat there, so you can go ahead and go over there and sign up and subscribe to him and check out all those playlists and stuff he set up. Quick note here, I know there's not a whole lot of people here, but please help spread the word. We're not going to be having an episode of Drone Therapy next week because it's the day before Thanksgiving. A lot of people might have dinner plans, stuff like that, depending upon how things can work. So I had promised all the original therapists here on Drone Therapy that I would not have an episode during holiday week so that everybody would be able to have time with their family. So
that's right. I'm looking forward to that turkey next week.
Huh?
I said I'm looking real forward to that turkey next week.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. But I did make a promise back in Thanksgiving that I would not do anything on holiday weeks anymore. And I'm sure some people have wives and girlfriends out there that they may be planning something special to do because they've been neglecting them and doing stuff on drones and editing and things like that. So they're going to make up for all that here in the next week or so. But I want to give everybody a heads up.
Who would do something like that?
Oh,
no. What the hell?
I want to give everybody a heads up that we're going to try to have, I think his name's Jim Muller from the Bugs 2 group on Facebook will hopefully be with us on the, the 20th, I'm thinking is going to be the next show. Yeah, on the 20th. So we'll skip next week. But yeah, he's going to be in. So we'll have like a Bugs Porium that night. We'll be talking Bugs 2, Bugs 3, Bugs Pro, Bugs Mini. It'll be a cockroach night.
Oh, you haven't heard about the new Bugs Air?
I heard it had IMU troubles in cold weather.
Hey, you know what? As long as the Mavic Air does not have any problems in the hotter temperatures, then we're good. We're good.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The minute I start getting problems when it's hot, I'm calling DJI and I'm saying, I'm sending you back this POS. Take it back and give me my money back. I'm gonna go buy me something else.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Oh, John, you got quiet. What all new stuff did you get from the review lands?
He's researching.
Oh, he's researching.
Yeah, buying coupons for the X140, but the only thing I could come up with was like a $99 coupon, but then it doesn't have the receiver, so it's really not worth it. Like you're just better off buying the one with the receiver for under $20. Because the receiver is not a piece of crap that comes with it. So it's just, And
I have heard, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard the FR Sky XR, if that's how you say it, has been plagued with problems.
See, I didn't hear that because, you said something about that, but like I have it on the XJB and it's fine. I don't know if they fixed it or what.
Yeah, I hope they did because that was supposed to be like the receiver of all receivers, the size of the XM Plus, but it had telemetry, smart audio. It was supposed to be like the holy grail of receivers.
It's awesome. It really is awesome.
Juan figured it out, man. They're gonna sell them as 2-packs, man. They're gonna, if you live in a cold weather environment, they're gonna sell them. The Mavic Air Fly More pack or Fly More combo is gonna have the Mavic Air followed by the Mavic Air heater drone, and it's gonna fly behind it and blow hot air on the Mavic Air where it flies.
You know, I think I forgot to check the Fly Warm combo.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, the whole chat, we're DJI again. Here comes the DJI stuff again.
Oh, he's already
Uh-oh.
gave us a bad review, so I'm not gonna. But we that's what we always do is we try to talk about it, and if everybody's interested in it, then we keep talking about it, and if not, we move on. But that's the way we've always done, and if people don't like it, sorry.
Well, we've talked about racer drones and bugs and we've talked about other drones. I mean,
but the whole point,
you know what I say? I say whatever drone you would like to talk about, post it down in the comments.
Yep.
And we will do our best to bring it up in chat. You know, post it down in there. You want to talk about 3DR Solo? Okay, let's talk about 3DR Solo. What's going on? What's new, other than $300 gimbals?
Or the fact that you put in a green cube and pretty much take out all the original Solo innards, and it's not really a Solo anymore, but it's a really good drone.
Yeah. I mean, we'll try to touch on any drone that you want to talk about.
That's why we switched
down the comments. Yeah, put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
You know, the Mavic Air just came out. It's still new. A lot of people are curious. They want to know. Because, you know, when I first started watching the videos, I'm like, man, this thing looks absolutely amazing. Like, there's been no issues whatsoever. Everybody's flying it. They're all smiling. You know, the sun's shining. It's like, come on, man, this isn't real. They're not giving it real reviews. You know? That's the thing. When you put a product out, people want real reviews. We don't want reviews saying, oh, this thing is completely perfect.
Yep.
There is no such thing as a perfect drone. Never.
Well, that was
you can't name one drone that is completely perfect and has never had a flaw.
The Mavic Air is perfect.
Yeah, we just
perfect if it's warm.
It shreds.
Perfect if it's warm.
Yeah, exactly.
Good night, Herb.
Well, no, my biggest thing was I wanted to prove a point tonight because everybody, just like again tonight, somebody tried to say we were DJI fanboys. And I'm sitting here thinking, we didn't tell anybody to go out and buy a Mavic Air. We were telling everybody there was an assload of problems and don't go buy one right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I've actually put up more videos talking about problems with the Mavic Air than I have talking about how wonderful it is.
All right, so back on the alternate subject, but yeah, true. I was just trying.
Bill, you forgot. Could you show that footage real quick?
Yes, I surely can. I've been waiting the whole time. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Eric had
footage,
some stuff, and he's got some really good footage from the camera. So I was going to share it real quick here.
Oh, more DJI stuff, of course, Bill.
Hey, request. What was a request? So I will do the request. Am I not getting my audio back up?
Shoots up in the sky, takes a variety of pictures in a 360-degree panorama, stitches it all together to make it look like a sphere. All the footage you're seeing today was recorded on the onboard storage. This should be pretty cool looking. Hopefully everything works. This is the first time I'm attempting these smart functions on the Mavic Air here. But I think
Boomerang is coming up.
The ocean and the beach definitely make an awesome panorama. And I'll tell you also, there's something nerve-wracking about just giving complete control to basically the AI, the artificial intelligence in these things. And this thing is completely flying itself. My hands are not even touching the joysticks. It's doing this completely autonomously, and I'm just like, man, if something goes wrong and this thing dunks itself into the ocean, man, that. But hopefully, you know, the technology and the software is good, and we're not going to have that issue. But luckily, if the drone does anything that makes you uneasy or uncomfortable, you can always get back on the sticks, and that will cancel the command. You'll lose the shot as well. It won't record the shot, whatever shot you were doing when you touch the sticks, you will lose that. You will have to do it again without touching the stick.
Your hands can do incredible things.
Oh, sorry guys. I had to try to get my $100 somehow.
Into something
Oh man.
turn your idea into a reality. The first
I know it.
Oh, wait,
I know.
That's sweet.
February 20th, it's all going to come to an end.
Use that. You will have to do it again without touching the stick. It cancels the whole operation. But I like I like that they give us the option to do that. I like that we can cancel.
Yeah.
If it seems like it's not working or not going to work or it's going to crash.
Oh no.
That option, that DJI gives us the option to manually take back over at any point in time. All right, let's
Here
go
it
ahead
comes. Here it comes.
and shot once more. And you can see it going up and around the
Watch this footage though of the drone. It's phenomenal.
background.
Look at that.
Now we are not close to those trees and poles, so it should be able to complete this shot. Wow, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Can't wait to be able to see what the final product looks like for these shots.
Bill, could you skip forward to like
Take
right
this
by John's face?
here for
Be
player
by John's
duration,
face and give me an
and I
approximate.
hope you enjoy this flight.
You see where my clicker is?
Yeah, right there.
Right here?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that.
That's so good.
And love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't want to waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
Yeah, when I spin around, you can see the land. It's beautiful. I mean, just the camera on it. I can't say anything bad about the camera on it. Like check out that shot right there with the land.
finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest.
And I didn't do anything to that footage. That's right off of the app stock settings.
That's ace. That's just.
That's where my Hubsan is, John.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, it's out there where you see all that water off behind the houses.
In there.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Oh, no. Hubsan, man.
The Hubsan H501S.
Did you have?
I can't knock that drone, man. I didn't have a good charger. I had a stock charger, and I really believe that's what did me in, man. Was that stock charger on that battery? Of course, now I've got a hobby grade charger, so
Oh yeah.
you definitely need to invest in a hobby grade charger. I can't stress that enough. You get a drone, it comes with a charger. That's great, but invest in a hobby grade charger.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Kind of stinks that you can't put your DJI batteries on a hobby grade charger, but at least the DJI charger doesn't suck.
Right. Yeah, I've not had an issue with that with my Phantom 3 standard, or this one so far. So far, I say that with a heavy heart. So far.
RC Fun Diversion, do you have like Facebook or something? Just add me on there. And if you're gonna buy something like that, if you do decide to buy it, like I said, check in with me because I've got the spreadsheets for like internal coupon codes and stuff, so I can look something up for you.
I gotta take you guys for a ride. Wife's ready to go to bed.
I wasn't sure what he was going to take us on a ride for. Wait a minute. Do I need to get dollar bills?
First, she kicked me out of the living room. Now she's kicking me out of the bedroom.
Oh,
You see how this works?
Yeah.
Wife wants what wife gets.
It's 11 o'clock at night.
Uh-oh.
Daisy.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yep.
Been neutered.
I'm cleaning up now.
Yeah, really.
I'm getting it ready for you.
Oh my. Hey,
I swear, man, I just wiped the remote off with the new wipe and everything. You can change the channels like you don't believe. It's so clean now. I just posted the link to the merchandise that I always post. It's still there. Same thing. Oh, and there's John Coopy's email. Everybody, quick, email John.
Damn it. Sign me up for some wonderful newsletters and,
Very, very cool. Very cool.
Sign me up for some epic newsletters.
Wouldn't that be cool? We want the Terminator to start flying drones. I want the TX. I want the new TX. I don't know why I did that.
I'm getting there. You want to give me a hand?
What's the Freddy mask for, weirdo? What's the Freddy mask for?
La la la.
All right, so
I
let's.
feel like I'm being intrusive or something.
I do too. Maybe we should mute him.
I'm trying. It won't let me.
It worked for me. Oh wait, I just muted Bill. Oops. Oh no, now I can't unmute you.
You muted me.
I can mute him.
Okay.
How the hell do you not have permission to mute him? But I do.
Oh no, I do.
So
I don't know what it is. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Wait.
Yeah.
So what?
What's on your guys' mind? I'm just trying to make conversation so that we can.
Oh no, I think Eric was just moving to another room. He will probably rejoin us once his camera reappears. I think that we'll listen to him again. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's probably not a whole lot of us left.
Nope, I don't think there's a lot of people left in the chat.
Yeah, it's just few, very few. It was.
I guess my battery is dead for my Tiny 6. That sucks.
Which one?
The Tiny 6X. My battery is dead. I was trying to fly it, but it will not fly.
I still got all mine. I usually fly mine at least once or twice.
You know what I fly a lot, surprisingly, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but that little Pinky Hudson.
Oh, really?
I don't know why, but I'm just so drawn to it. Like I just don't get it. But
something I'm saying about with the okay, you call it Furby, I call it Fury B36. Is that you don't need to bind. Once you bind it that first time, it kind of binds on its own. I've never.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have to bind it. It just does bind on its own. But I have been playing with this one so much. I'll just let it sit here on my desk, give it a quick charge up, and then just sort of.
Well, I want something small for my wife to practice with more, but it pretty much needs altitude and optical flow because she wants it to be just like a GPS drone, but inside, so she can because sometimes she doesn't get to go out and fly like I do, so she can do a little break and have 5 or 10 minutes and fly and fart around.
The Cheerson would probably be fine.
But she doesn't have manual control and stuff yet. Or manual control.
Yeah, the CXOF would probably be fine. It's funny because someone commented on my channel that literally they left a comment saying that this little Pinky Hudson, right? They were like, I have tons of drones, and for some reason, I just fly this one only. And he owns 2 of them. He says, I'm working on mods. And I'm like, I have this same thing. I'm like, I've been flying nothing but this for like almost every day. I'll put like one flight on this thing or two flights at least.
Yeah.
And he goes,
I actually won this drone from John. And
oh yeah, that's the Live 36.
Constantly.
Hey, you know what, guys?
Someone just won my King Kong 27 contest too.
Yeah, I saw that. It wasn't me.
I can't be
know.
choosing
Don't worry,
favorites,
you'll
you
win
know,
one
so
day.
I gotta make
And then
sure I
people will
show
say
my
that
other
I
boys.
rigged the contest.
Yeah, and then the other will be like, it was rigged, man.
It was rigged. Yeah, people said that I rigged it.
Show together.
All right, so Eric is showing something off, but I think he's muted still.
I got my nose.
I'm
Eric
muted.
is showing something off, but he's muted. We need to unmute him.
I don't have him. You muted him, damn it.
Oh, but I haven't seen the option to unmute him.
Wait. Let's see. John did it, not me. I couldn't do it. It was not me. Oh, he's unmuted. What? John did it, not me.
I'm trying to see how to unmute.
Hello.
Hold on a sec.
Testing.
Myself in
Let's click that one button. Okay, wait. Nope. It still says that's so weird.
It says.
Can you hear me now?
No. Okay. How about nope? It keeps coming back. It's like every time I click the thing to try to unmute, the microphone disappears and with the cross out of it, and then it comes back. It's like what the hell?
I don't get it either.
RC Font, I got your email, and I will try to take a deeper look to see if I can find coupon stuff.
Testing.
For it.
Testing.
John did it. It was not me, Eric. It was
Testing. You can hear me now?
Yeah,
I
we're
hear you
seeing now.
Awesome. I was just saying, I can't be showing favorites, you know, when it comes to my two babies. So I had to make sure she got some camera time here.
There you go.
That's your self-build.
Yo, yeah. Oh,
Hey, you
yeah.
have the
with
EFCs in
John,
little plastic cases.
with John Cupie's finally selected
the
far view
pagoda.
right there. Pagoda antenna. Check out this 3D printed mod. See, this is actually designed for the Wizard, but it fit on here perfectly. The only thing I had to do was drill a hole in it for the VTX, and it literally fit perfect. But when I crashed this thing, the back arm smacked that goalpost. The only thing that happened to the carbon is right here, if you can see that. See the little scuff?
Yeah.
I mean, this thing, that was it. This thing
tank.
smacked the goalpost at probably like 40, 50 mile an hour.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
and that was
tank, man.
killer, too, the way you edited that. I love the way you had the little arrow pointing right when it. And I was waiting on you to put the little sound effect like, boom.
Ding.
Yeah, exactly.
Now wait a second.
It was so funny. I got this at Barnes and Noble. It was on
Now
sale.
wait a second. You got the ESCs in little plastic cases. It looks like.
Yeah. These ESCs, the DYS XS 30 amps, actually
look-
came with these.
Oh, they look huge.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
But that's cool though that they provide little plastic cases for you to put that. I've never seen that actually.
Yeah, they're super lightweight. I would venture to say they're probably lighter than 3D printed.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they work really well. You just zip tie them and you're good.
Good. Yeah, it looks like a solid. It looks like it's very solid, and then you kind of don't have to worry about anything else. Like
You don't have to worry about prop strike, especially with these
Yeah.
motors, because these motors are actually lower than the original motors I had. They sit lower.
Okay.
Yeah, so then you have to worry about prop strike even more with these, but not with these covers on. But when I crashed, it literally lifted the whole entire stack. The whole entire stack came off, and I had to take it completely back apart and put it all back together again. But here she is, ready for action.
Really, really good build. I want to do the same thing. I want to maybe do one this summer. We'll see what happens.
The thing is,
Start
when
from scratch.
you build it, you know every square inch. You know everything there is to know about the drone.
Yep.
And I soft mounted these motors. They're now soft mounted. If you can see the silicone underneath,
Mm-hmm.
because I was getting a lot of vibrations, like a ton, and I was getting a lot of noise in my video. So I'm anxious to get out here and see what kind of a difference is made. But my time has been completely devoted to my Mavic Air for the last week.
You said you've been getting a lot of noise or jello in your video?
A lot of noise. But I think that could be from vibrations from the motors traveling through the frame and then traveling through the flight controller.
You talking about like you get fuzz on your screen or whatever?
I was getting some lines.
The lines.
So I was only getting them though when I was like hitting the throttle.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'll tell you exactly how you can fix that issue. Put a 1000 UF 35 volt cap on right in where the battery leads come in.
Right.
That is a very common problem that you have there.
Well, this is what I did. So before when I was getting the lines, okay, I had my VTX wired to the PDB.
Wait, quick. He wants to know if you got a price tag on the drone, Eric. He's got to go to bed, and he wants to know if you got it for sale. He's like, how much?
Oh, for sale? Everything's for sale. So the drone, yeah, $350. She's yours.
There you go, right there it is, $350.
If you go,
she's got 2205, 2300 kV, but basically these are the new Emax motors, which put out an additional 20% more power. So really, they're more like a 2206. They put out like over 1,000 grams of torque. They are some beefy motors.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put this in the Hangouts chat for you now that I have it. Actually, I can put it in the regular chat too. So yeah, here's the link to the cap on Rotor Riot.
So this is the Maytech FC Hub stack. So you get you get the Maytech PDB, and the flight controller connects via ribbon cable, right? So originally I had the VTX power and ground wired to the PDB. I said, you know what? That's probably way too noisy. I need to go ahead and hook them to the flight controller instead. So I hooked them to the flight controller, and the camera, the Runcam Split, I actually had the ground to that separate than the VTX ground. I decided, because Bardwell has said over and over and over again, if you're getting noise, you should have your ground of your VTX and the ground of your camera on the same ground. You heard him say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I actually grounded the Runcam Split to the flight controller with the ground of the VTX all on the same ground now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try it, see how that goes. If I'm still getting noise, then I'm gonna add, like you said, I'm gonna add a capacitor.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it sucks to have a big cap on your thing, but it does fix a lot of people's problems.
It does, and I was hoping, because the Maytech, they have so much what am I calling? They have a lot of filtration on the flight controller and the PDB. I was hoping that it would be enough to cancel out a lot of the noise. However, the Runcam Split is very susceptible to noise, if you know.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't.
Yes. The Runcam Split is very susceptible to noise.
Damn, I'm going to have to take note of that one.
All right, gentlemen, that was cool. We usually run about 2 hours here lately, and I can kind of hear my wife kind of sighing quietly in the living room. So I think it'd probably be a good idea for us to call it a night. And
yeah, it was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back on, Bill. You know, anytime you want me on here, I'm game.
We'll get back around to it again. I'm glad that you got on. I'm glad that you and Billy got to talk some about the Air. Sorry that people took it the wrong way. That was just a plan from the get-go. We'll do something different. Like I said, we're going to try to do have a bugs night with I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm not 100% sure, but his name is spelled just like the special prosecutor. So I'm going to say Jim Muller is going to be on, hopefully on the 20th of February for our bugs night. We'll be talking about their group. They do a lot of stuff with the Bugs 2W, I believe. But we'll just turn it into a Bugs Night and talk about the Mini, the Pro, everything. So thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. You guys have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yep.
And make sure everybody likes the video, subscribe to everybody. Everybody check out the Facebook pages.
Yep. I'll post all that up here after it uploads and put everybody's data and stuff in there. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
See you, Bill. See you, John.
Week after
See you,
next.
man.
Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Bye-bye.